There comes a time in a man's life when change is inevitable. Evolution is right over the ledge. There's a choice to be made. Stay behind or move ahead.
Memories. All my craziest childhood memories are in this neighborhood. But yeah, 3608 500E, Bridgewater Apartments. The start of everything. Big on like being outside, nature, bikes, rollerblades. I learned a lot on this hill. Like from rollerblading to riding bikes. If you fall, it's bad. This is crazy, the things that we used to do when we were kids. Like not even think about what we were doing in the woods. Just ride our bikes out here and find ourselves exploring. And I was the first news anchor at Marvin Ward Elementary. My boy Leon stayed over there. Audrey stayed right here. Sabrina actually stayed right there in that building. So that was like the crew. Bridgewater Apartments, man. Jeez. Gotta tell my mom I came back out here. I grew up here from when I can remember to the 5th grade. And then in 5th grade, we moved. Yeah, being out here was crazy. Like 6 months, but it was a year. I moved out here at the beginning of 5th grade. My grandmother passed when I was in the 6th grade. What's crazy, dog? Like outside of her dying on that day, it was like one of the greatest days ever. My mom had picked me up from school early, got me some Tracy McGrady's, and then she took me we went out to eat. And it was just me and her. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my mom really had a good time, went and walked around the mall. And then we get home and we walking up the steps and my brother sitting down watching the Lakers game. He turned around and he Mom, the nursing home called. And my mom was like, oh man, we gotta hurry up and get up there. I know mama been sick. And he was like, nah, my grandma died. And the sound of my mother screaming and running through the house, dog, I will never forget it in my life. Never, ever, 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 ever. Go there, see her, and the next day I still woke up and went to school, but I couldn't talk, bro. I just cried. And my principal came into my class, asked me what was going on, how could she help, and I still wasn't really talking, I was just crying, and she said, she gave me a pen and a pad and told me to write down my feelings and emotions and nobody could judge me off of what I put in there. And that moment changed my life. I wrote my first poem, it was about my grandmother. And from that point on, that was how I learned to express myself. Like poetry was my way of getting it out and kind of expressing what I was dealing with. And that's when I realized that I had a gift with my words. And that was the beginning of LB the Poet. LB 10 years ago. Now 10 years ago is when I actually started performing poetry. I was 19. I had just gotten out on my own. My stage name was actually Envious. It was an acronym. NVUS, Never Ending Victory Within Us. And I'm like, why do I need an alter ego on the stage? I just can give people me. So eventually I dropped the Envious and just went strictly LB, which is my name, Larry Barron, LB the Poet. 10 years ago, man, I was in a different mindset, just in a bad space mentally. And one thing that's been held on to in the black community is we don't talk about mental health a lot. So we're not big on expressing what we're going through to other people. My first point of expression when it came to what I was dealing with was poetry and being on the stage and being able to get it out that way. And I honestly feel like over these last 10 years, I have grown, I have evolved, life has changed so much. I feel like I went through all of those different things, and they were my different lessons. And it was for me, and it was only for me to develop and grow into who I am. I'm all for that. I want to be able to change the world through the arts, but it starts at home. So if it ever feels like I'm losing myself or not there the way that I see fit, then I'll alter what I'm doing. My wife is definitely one of the greatest additions to the tribe, the movement, and she definitely gave me direction and encouragement. It wasn't until she gave birth to our daughter, Journey, that she missed her first show. Since we've been together, it'll be, dating-wise, it'll be 8 years in March, and married, it'll be 5 years in May. Being a father, to me, is one of the greatest accomplishments in life. To be considered a good father.
Why can't we?
For Emery to say, "You the best daddy in the world."
This way, to the right.
All of that little stuff for me, like I tell people, I would drive.
I'm not ready to see your journey.
Right now.
The room number is 31.
Yeah, what's that? So yeah, I love being a husband and a father. Journey, Lyric, Emery. That's what I do it for. So they can see that daddy is somebody. You know how it feels when we're out and like the sheriff or random people walk up and they say something about the poetry or the shows, and then you walk away and the kids are like, "Daddy, they knew who you were," and it's like, yeah, daddy does. I do a little bit of work. Like I strive to make a change in the community, and they can see it. So it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Yeah.